Hello, I'm Chris Butterworth. This is the Healthy Butter channel. Today we're going to talk about how workouts evolved over time, how my workouts evolved over time. Here on this channel, I try to unpack my journey from broken down chronic pain to healed, healthy, young, vibrant, feeling great again. And I take the countless hours of video that I've watched, program exercises that I've tried, experimented with, program that I've built over time, and I want to share that with you into bite-sized pieces that you can use. So with that, let's get started. Let's talk about how workouts evolved. I've shared a video before. I think it's my third video, and it's about the video that changed my life. And it talked about, can 10 minutes of kettlebell a day be enough to be in good shape? And long story short, the takeaway from that is the concept of if you do 2 kettlebell exercises, the kettlebell swing and Turkish get up, and you do them each twice a week, so you're doing 4 workouts a week, you should be in better shape than most people out there. They're just such functional exercises, they're so powerful. So when I started my journey, that's where I started. 4 workouts a week, and when you're starting out, 7 minutes of kettlebell is a long time. So short workouts, 4 days a week, and that was it. I would plan my day around it. I'd be in meetings at work. I'm on the phone. I do a lot of Zoom calls, and in between meetings, I'd have a 15-minute break, and I'd pick up my kettlebell and just bang a workout out. And I'm sweaty, I'm tired, I'm huffing and puffing, but that was it, done. Cross it off my list. As I got a little more comfortable with it as time went on, I started thinking about the reality is I'm not killing myself on these workouts. I'm feeling tired, fatigued in a good way, but also rejuvenated, feel great the next morning. So there's no reason I can't work out more often. You know, farmers work the fields every day. They don't get a break. And they work for many hours. Our bodies can handle this as long as you're not pushing yourself until absolute failure. So I started adding days. Instead of doing 4 days a week, I was doing every day. If I ever got to the point where I felt fatigued or run down or I wanted a break, I would take a couple days off. So I might do 7, 8, 10 days in a row, 11 days in a row, and then I would take a day or 2 off. As time went on and I got better and better, I started adding stretching. I felt like kettlebell was doing really great, but my hips were still a little tight. My hamstrings were a little tighter than I would like. I wanted to loosen up. So I started adding stretching in the evening. So again, short, 5 minutes at a time, but I added in some stretching most nights. Mostly hamstring stretching and some hip drills that would open my hips up. As time moved on, I bought a club and I started doing single arm club. I started doing double clubs, two-handed club. Club, because it's a little lighter than kettlebell, your workouts are a little bit longer. So my club workouts were a little bit longer. As you work up your volume cycles, when you're doing 6 sets of 7, 7 sets of 7, 8 sets of 7. Eventually you get up to 13, 14 sets of 7, 15 sets of 7. My workouts got a little bit longer. I was doing a little bit longer workouts during the day, and then I was doing a little bit of stretching at night. I was mixing up. I would do kettlebell one day, club the next day, kettlebell the next day, two-handed club the next day. So I wasn't trying to do everything at once. I added, again, as your body gets comfortable with what you're doing, you look to add the next piece. What else can I do to feel better that I'm not doing now? And during the day, sometimes I just get a little bit stiff during the day, so I got I had found a PVC pipe in the backyard, and I eventually bought one that was just colored just because I thought it looked better, thought it looked cooler. But I would just do some stretching. You got a pole, and you could turn side to side. You can sit down into those stretches, and it just feels really good. So while I'm on a Zoom call, I'm usually moving around. I'm either shadow boxing or I'm pole stretching. So my workout, I did more during the day. So now I'm doing a little bit longer workouts most days. I'm doing movement during the day, and I'm doing stretching most nights. Again, not every night. Not every day, I'm not perfect. Next I added some groundwork, some animal flow. If you look online, although I'm not to the extreme, but I do some cat crawls, some bear crawls, some crab walks, some different movements, and I find that's really helped my hips as well, and open things up and kind of build overall balance and coordination. And so you just kind of keep moving things in the right direction. Few more months go by, and again you continue. So now instead of just doing 5 minutes of stretching, maybe it's closer to 10 minutes because I'm doing stretching plus animal work. But maybe I'm not doing it every night. Then I started stacking workouts. I started getting to the point where 15 minutes of work is probably not enough. I've been doing this for a while now, and so I started stacking my workouts. So now after I do my kettlebell workout, if my kettlebell workout is only 12 minutes, let's say today, I put it down, I take a break, I catch my breath, but then I'll pick up my mace and I'll do some 360s, 5 minutes of 360s. And then I'll put that down, and I might pick the kettlebell up and do some suitcase carries just across the house. Walk over to the living room, walk it back to the kitchen with the other hand, set it down, do a deadlift. And so I'm kind of stacking my workouts up, and I'm getting to the point where my workouts are about 25 minutes. Again, most days, not every day. If I feel tired today, I take a day off, but I'm probably working out 5 days a week, maybe, at the least 4 days a week, at the most 6 days a week, mixing in some break there. Recently, I took my chair away from my desk. I move it out of my office here for about 6 hours of the day. So I come in here and I start sitting down, and I'm doing my work, but then on my first meeting, I slide my chair out of the way, and I move my laptop up on a standing laptop stand, and I stand for most of the rest of the day until kind of later in the afternoon. I'll bring my chair back and sit down to close out my day. So I find that while I'm standing and working, I just tend to move around a lot. I'll be a shadow box. I'm just twisting. I might stretch, bend down, do whatever. But I find that there's just more motion. So over time, and I forgot to mention, I added mace in there somewhere in the middle. But I've been doing this for about 2.5 years on this specific program, and I didn't step in one day and say I'm going to do all this different stuff and a whole bunch of different kettlebell workouts and 25 minutes at a time and every day. I started out with about 7 minutes at a time, 4 days a week, and that was it. And it's slowly, you go through this concept of continuous improvement. Here's what I'm doing today. Can I get 1% better tomorrow? What can I add? Where's my weakness? What can I address? For me, hip flexibility, being able to open my hips is a really big deal. And my hamstrings have always been tight. Even as a kid, I could never touch my toes. So tight hamstrings, tight hips. So stretching on that was a big deal. Kettlebell, again, I can't say enough. Kettlebell fixed my back very quickly. Once I added club, fixed my shoulder. I love how club feels on my shoulders. So overall, start small. Start with one thing, and then add to it as you get comfortable. Right? That one thing that you do, you want to increase. If you did 6 sets today, next time try doing 7 sets. If 7 sets was hard, do it again the next time. But then if it was okay, do 8 sets, and just slowly work your way up. Do that one thing, but then as that thing gets comfortable, as your body starts to adapt, as you feel good for it, what's the next thing you can add? And you just look for, where can I add a piece? How can I make myself better? And so I went from, 4 short workouts a week to now mostly in motion. I spend most of my day as somebody who moves around and does stuff. And that's that. So again, take this for what it's worth. Don't be afraid to start small. Just start, and then add to it as you get better over time. With that, I'm going to go ahead and hit stop. I'll remind you this is a one-take video. I hit record. We talk about some stuff, and I upload it straight to YouTube. No editing. Hope you found this useful. Hope you enjoy it, and have a great day. Go get better.